And we're back.
We're live.
The Big and Fat Show, where I'm big, he's fat. Mr. Fat Don, a.k.a. the Long Shot Monster. We had him here on Derby. We had him here last week. And we got him for the Preakness. And I tell you what, folks, he's been putting in some overtime because my man is caught the COVID. Got the illness.
I've got it.
Well, that'll help you, I'm sure. You need to, if you don't mind, shed some light on two things for me before we start. You know, I always start off with two things.
Yeah.
I hear on Friday the Preakness has a race called the Black-Eyed Susan.
Well, the Friday before the Preakness. So the Preakness weekend, yeah. Black-Eyed Susan's been running for.
Yeah, so what does that, what is the Black-Eyed? I mean, I know it's a race, but it's a very strange name.
Flower. It may be Maryland State flower. I don't know that to be
true
or false, but yeah, I can see it's a little on the humorous side as well. But yeah, it's a race that's been running for quite some time.
I knew a few Black-Eyed Susans back in the day. Just saying.
Yeah.
They usually whoop me. That's how it was. That's how it went down. So you got picks for that race, and then I think you were telling me that you knocked out a good 8 other races on Preakness Day, including the Preakness, right?
Yes.
Well, you got a lot to go over today, brother. I'm going to turn this thing loose to you. I do want to say one thing. I don't feel like you value my opinion very much because you've obviously changed your glasses. I told you last week's glasses were the business, and now we've got something new. These are
Gucci's. These are, I don't know if what you pay matters, but these were significantly more than the Versace's.
That's my bro. All right, man. I get you. One of these days, maybe you'll sit on a pair, and maybe I can have the pair that you sat on. No? Okay.
Man, dude, all right. This is like my one real sick fetish shades. Like my shade game is silly.
Well, they're dope, man.
People are getting ready to see. Like I'm loaded. I can go a lot of shows with different shades. But anyways, let's get into it. The Black-Eyed.
Let's get into it.
It's great. I'm just gonna start the show with an absolute bomb. There's about 5 horses in this race that are 20-1, and my top selection is also 20-1. The 3, Miss Yearwood. It's Ian Wilkes, Julian Leparoux. Can't get any more solid connection-wise. Horse has really been rounding into form. I think this is going to be her 5th lifetime start. First 2 races left a lot to be desired. But the last 2, she ran second, and it seemed like the light bulb came on for her. And she, she went 1.25 miles. Well, she's shortening up here to 1.1 miles. So getting the distance is not an issue.
Problem.
She just worked on May the 13th and went 58-2, and that anywhere in the country is smoking. Seems like she's ready. Oddly, a R. Kelly reference in the Black-Eyed Susan. My second selection is the number 7, Distinctly Possible, at 6-1. Let's see. First start since October. Actually won her first start since October at Keeneland. Trained by Chad Brown. Irad Ortiz and Chad Brown. That's probably one of the best connections in racing just on that. But running style, she's versatile. She can sit just off the lead or she can close from deep. Okay, I give you a 20-1, a 6-1. My third choice is the favorite, Adair Manor, excuse me, at 5-2. Previously trained by Bob Baffert, which was not a good angle on Derby Day. As everybody knows, Baffert is suspended and not allowed on the downs, but he did end up having a couple of horses in the Derby with different trainers. Yeah, so it was like a puppet show. Those horses didn't fare very well. They didn't hit the board, and they had a lot of hype. But this isn't about Baffert.
What you're saying is they were a little too much hype and not enough juice?
I mean, they might have been lacking the juice because they didn't hit the board. But this is more of a play about what the horse has done.
What's the number on this horse?
Model of consistency. It's the number 10.
Number 10. That's your third.
Yeah, 5-2. It is the favorite, but I don't see there's any way that you could get this horse out of the top 4. The goal is going to be to beat this horse. My fourth selection is the 6, Luna Bella at 9-2. She's only won her last 5 races. I don't know if you heard me. She's only won her last 5 races.
She knows no losses. I like it.
She definitely knows losses, but I mean, winning 5 in a row is impressive. She's a little bit cheaper than these, but on top of winning her last 5, she was wide in 4 of those 5 wins. So, she's going further around the track and beating these horses. This, in all races, I give out 4 selections. Now, my betting strategy, or what I call the Fat Don Fectas, is I'm going to give out 4 horses in each race.
Say that again? The what?
Fat Don's Fectas. All right, so that's a trifecta.
Fat Don Fectas.
And a superfecta. That's what I play.
All right.
So each race I give out 4 selections. How I'm going to bet that is a $1 try box on those 4 horses, a $1 super box on those 4 horses. It's going to cost you $24 for each bet, so you're in for $48. And then I'm going to bet win money on the longer shots that I have. And that's it.
And I know. So when I'm not boxing 3 horses on the try, I'm boxing 4 still. So I actually get an extra horse in there.
Yes, and that's why it costs you.
Okay.
Because if you only boxed the first 3 that I gave out, which you could, and it might work,
right,
it's only going to cost you $6. So maybe if your budget's a little smaller, take top 3 picks or pick 3 of them. Shit, I'm 3 out of 4 all the time, and it's the wrong ones. In the wrong order: first, third, and fourth. First, second, and fourth. It's sickening.
Well, anyway, obviously, I ball like I'm from Cleveland, although I am not. Number 6. Oh, Mayfield, why won't you stay?
So my battery went low. That's not good. But anyways, so that finishes us out in the Black Eyed Susan with the 3, 7, 10, and 6. And if the 3 wins, my bomb at 20-1, this is going to return really, really nicely. And I'll get my Cash App up for you all to send me a nice little thank you for that. But yeah, we're starting the show with the top selection of 20-1. Now we are on to Preakness Day. I have hand selected 8 races. sheerly based on field size. For me, you got to have 8 or more on these bigger days. I really want 10 or more, but I played the 9 or more races, 9 or more horses.
Okay.
All right, so that would start us off with the third race Saturday, which is a maiden special weight for 55,000 on the turf. My top selection is the 5 Amarillo, 9-2, trained by Michael Matz. Second start off the layoff. Wants to come from off of it. Give him a clean trip and let's go. My second choice is the number 1 Trash Talking Larry at 15-1. Draws the rail after being 6 wide in most recent effort and only career start on the turf. Ran a nice third by 3/4. All right, so I said that a little bit fast, but in this horse's only career start on the turf, he was 6 wide. Ran third by 3/4 of a length. Okay, 6 wide. If you're 3 wide, you probably make up 2 lengths just off that alone. So this horse draws the rail. Okay, has a little bit of speed. Doesn't necessarily have to be on the lead. Can lay close or even off. A little bit more, say 3 or 4 lengths in rate. Second start on the turf with maybe a rail trip. That horse might win for fun. 9-2 is not a huge price, but it's not the favorite. 15-1 on Trash Talking Larry is. And he's the horse I was just talking about as far as ran a nice third by 3/4, not Amarillo. So our 15-1 has a legit shot. My third selection is the 4, and that's Evan Harlan, the heavy favorite at 4-5. So for every $5 bet, you win $4. So they feel like this horse is going to win about 4 out of every 5 races with this group.
Okay.
The horse is lightly raced. Only ran 2 races, was in the money for both. Faced better, but the thing is for this horse is this race is 1 mile and a 16th. Furthest he's ever been is 7 furlongs. So can he get the distance? So I think the 4-5 shot is beatable. My 4th selection is the 7 Hard Traveler at 20-1. Hasn't raced since November. Will be fresh and seem to have figured out his running style in the last 2 starts before laying up. Should be just off the pace. Wouldn't surprise me a lot if this horse ran second. He would definitely spice up Fat Don's Factus. So, in recap
it.
We have the 5 over the 1, over the 4, over the...
And the 7.
7, yeah. 5.
7.
I need to go to this sheet when I'm reading out the selections versus my notes. All right, anyways, skipped all the way to the 6th. There was quite a few 7-horse fields in there, and that doesn't interest me. Anyways, the 6th race is going 1 mile and a 16th. It's allowance 58,000 on the turf. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won a race other than maiden. Real quick, maiden is your first win. So they've all had 1 win. Okay, and that's it. So non-winners of any other race other than maiden race. Okay. So my top selection is the 10 Canoodle at 12-1. I mean, straight fucking bombs. That's all I'm giving out. Bombs, 12-1. Won 2 most recent efforts, and now they're shortening the horse up. Won 1 mile and an 1/8 last 2 times, and won, shortening the horse up to 1 mile and a 16th. And, the horse looks to be speed of the speed, so you're shortening him up. and he's the fastest horse in the race. Clearly he can get the distance. If he just wanted a mile and an eighth, you're shortening him up a 16th of a mile. And I think he's the speed of the speed. So he's the fastest of all the quote unquote speed horses in this race. But does have the ability to rate, which means he can come from off the pace. So this horse is multi-dimensional at 12-1, but I do expect the jockey to send being in the 10 hole. You got to send and take the lead, because if you get caught out wide, it's a lot longer fucking race for you. So I believe he will be on the lead. My second selection is number 7, Fire in the Hole at 6-1. Trained by Graham Motion, has been in the money in all 3 lifetime starts, 2 of which on the Pimlico turf. When they do it at the track, they call them horses for course. Okay, all 3 of this horse's race have been at Pimlico. 2 of them were on the Pimlico turf. Ran 1 on the dirt. So he was in the money. So that's top 3, and all 3 lifetime starts. And then loves where he's at. I mean, there's horses that love Churchill that can't run at Keeneland to save their life. So this is a horse for course, proven at the distance. 6-1, good trainer. Definitely, has a win and a second at this distance. Will be coming from deep. Won by a length and a quarter, and she started out the race 7th by 10. So that's making up 12 lengths, which is an insane amount. And then 2 back was second by a neck and was 12 off. So, this horse can close from way, way downtown. My third selection is the favorite, Golden Voice, trained by Mike Maker. Anybody that knows he doesn't bring horses out to lose. Hard to overlook her impressive recent form, but I'm looking for her to run 3rd or 4th. My 4th choice is number 9, Valador at 10-1. I mean, I'm giving bombs here. It's ridiculous. Been wide and had trouble in her last 5 starts. Let's see what she can do with a clean trip. Okay, so to recap, that was the 6th race. My selections in the 6 are 10, 7, 11, 9. And that's 12-1, 6-1, 5-2, and 10-1. And that would be a very nice amount of money. The next race.
So I hold on. On the 6th race, we got the 10, the 7. What was the 3rd horse, the favorite?
10, the 7, the 11. Yes, the favorite.
Okay.
And
then the 9. All right. I just wanted to make sure.
2 double-digit horses. All right. So got another bomb in the 7th. This is a 6 furlong, 100K race. My top selection is the 3, Senna Bunny at 15-1. 15 to fucking. The ridiculous shit about this is the horse has been in the money 9 of the 9 times it's ran at this distance. So that means it's been 1st, 2nd, or 3rd in 9 of 9 starts at this distance, 5 of which she won. 15-1. Wants to be just off the pace. 3rd starts in September. She's primed for a nice upset. I really like this horse. My second selection is the number 5, Kaylasaurus at 4-1. She can sit just off the lead or close from deep. Well, she can sit just off the lead or close from deep. She's a versatile horse, which is always good. So if a bunch of horses go to the front, she can sit off, or if nobody goes to the front, she can go to the front. A lot of horses are just one way. My third selection is the number 6. I'm not sure on how to say it, but I'm going to call it Scylla. It's Cilla, might be Cia. And she is 7-2, wants to be near the lead, has won 3 of 4 lifetime starts at this distance, and ran second in her only other start at this distance. So in 4 lifetime starts at this distance, she won 3. She ran second in the other. Hard to overlook, but 7-2 is not even a terrible price. My fourth selection is the number 4 Joy's Rocket at 10-1, trained by Steve Asmussen. Seems like she's always on the money. In 10 of 14 lifetime starts, she's been in the money at this distance. So again, proven at the distance, proven at the level of class that she's running against today. And you're talking about another double-digit horse. You're talking about 15-1 over 4-1 over 7-2 over 10-1. Again, the higher those double-digit horses run in the Tri and the Super, the more spicy it is. But if the 3 would race, we're talking about a nice piece of money. Anyways,
so I still want, and just to clarify, not to throw you off here, I still want to bet $1 Tri box and $1 Superfecta box, which will run me 24 apiece.
Yes,
with those 4 numbers. Okay.
Yes,
gotcha.
And I think I'm gonna have to plug up my phone, my charger. Went from 30% to 15%. Anyways,
well, do that. Listen, you do that. I'll recap what we've done so far.
All right.
While you plug that in. So in the Black-Eyed Susan race, we've got the number 3 horse coming in first. Our second pick was the 7 horse. We also picked the 10 horse, and coming in at our 4th spot is the number 6. And on Preakness Day in the 3rd race, we have the 5 horse over the 1 horse, over the 4 horse, over the 7. On the 6th race, we have the 10 horse over the 7, over the 11, over the 9. And in the 7th race, we have the 3 horse over the 5, over the 6, over the 4.
Yes, sir.
And now we're moving on to, what's the next race, bro?
We're getting into the meat and potatoes of the card. The 9th is the 6 furlong Chick Lane, grade 3. 3 roads only. The number 9, Little Vic, is my top selection at 6-1. Speed of the speed, he will be on the lead in my opinion. My second selection is number 7, Welland Springs at 4-1. Will be just off the lead and able to make a late move. My third selection is Cogburn at 5-2. Should be pressing the pace. Should be a hell of a duel with my top selection, Little Vic. My fourth choice is number 5, Old Homestead. Won all 3 lifetime starts. Is 2-1, but I don't honestly think the horse can win. Still not much value. It's a likely skip for me. Just not a lot of value. I mean, that's 6-1, 4-1, 5-2, and 2-1. So you're talking about probably the first 4 selections. And for me, you might get back a little.
You went,
but very little.
Recap the numbers for me. You went through them so fast. I know the second horse was the 7, and your final pick was the 5.
9, 7, 1, 5.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. All right. In the 10th race, it's a 1-mile turf. The James W. Murphy It's a $100,000 race for 3-year-olds. My top choice is the number 8, Shake 'em Loose, at 8-1. This horse is a
That's my horse.
big time closer. We'll be moving late. If you see something that looks like a fucking rocket, it's probably a horse. As they're nearing the wire.
I thought you were about to say it's probably. Never mind. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, the horse has just shown the ability to come from, 8, 9, 10 off and get the win. So, I mean, consistently closes. My second selection is the number 7, Ride House, at 4-1. Wants to be on or near the lead. A rerun of his last race would likely win this one. My third selection is the number 5, Ready to Perform, 5-2, with my dad's favorite trainer, Brad Cox. Deep closer as well, will be rolling late. And my fourth selection is the number 10, simply named Joe, at 3-1. Will be mid-pack, looking to make a move late. Not a ton of value here. So to recap, in the 10th, I have 8, 7, 5, 10.
Is his name really simply named Joe, or is his name just Joe?
It's just Joe. Yeah.
Okay.
So on to the 11th. It's a mile and a 16th. It's the Sir Barton. It's a $100,000 race. My top selection is the 6, Mr. Jefferson, at 6-1. In a field with a lot of speed, Mr. Jefferson will be closing late. My second choice is Brooklyn Diamonds at 10-1. Has shown huge potential in just 2 lifetime starts. Can sit off or close from 7 or 8 lengths. Huge value at 10-1 on Brooklyn Diamonds. My third selection is the 4, at 15-1, named the Addison Poor. He's been widening.
Sounds like a drink I had.
Yeah, he's been widening his last 3 races and still damn near won 2 of 3. Won 1 of the 3, lost the other by a nose. He's a little cheap, but has the ability. My fourth choice is the number 1, Ethereal Road. This is the horse that scratched out so Rich Strike got in the Derby. Did anybody hear anything?
Okay.
Did you hear that? This is the horse that scratched out that got Rich Strike into the Derby. D. Wayne Lucas trained. Obviously, D. Wayne Lucas had the Oaks winner this year and is a legend. But Ethereal Road had trouble in the Lexington and the Bluegrass Stakes. Maybe he gets a clean trip this time. We'll be closing as well. So to recap my picks, in the 11th, it's 6, 9, 4, 1.
And by your account, the 1 horse is equivalent to LeBron James playing in the WNBA.
No.
In this race.
That's the thing.
No.
Is I didn't think the horse really belonged in the Derby. Just being honest.
Interesting.
What I'd seen, the horse had raced against several of the other horses.
Haterade.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell them why you hate them.
Yeah. No, because here's the thing. I'm a Lucas man. I'm definitely a Lucas man. He's 86 years old. He still gets up on the horses and shit. He's a real OG, a real legend in this game. So I want to pull for him. Just because, the man's 86. He's put 50, 60 years probably into horse racing, maybe more than that. The dude's a legend. All right.
We're going right to the Preakness, or we're going to number 12?
The 12th race is probably one of my favorite races on the card. My selection.
All right. I like it.
Anything that you haven't heard before. It's a lot of the same. A lot of just absolute bombs, really. but I love the short turf sprint races, and this is a 5 furlong turf sprint. My top choice is the number 5, Mr. Hustle at 10-1. Made a huge closing move last out with trouble. Should improve here at a price. Can be just off or far off the pace. Very versatile horse. My second selection is the number 2, Karatari at 9-5. Is the favorite. Just too good to really throw out. I mean, this is the horse to beat. My third selection is the 3, 7 Cents, 4-1. Will be just off the lead. Went 55-1 at Keeneland last out, which would definitely be live here. My fourth selection is the number 1, Bank, at 12-1. Horse is in good form. Second off the layoff, should improve. Draws the rail. Could sit the perfect trip and surprise. So the recap is I have the 5 over the 2, over the 3, over the 1. And if the 1 and the 5 run good, that'll pay a little something. But I've got the heavy favorite at 9-5, the 2, and then 7 Cents, I want to say, is like the third choice. But with the 2 double-digit horses, there's some money there if it falls in. And now, finally, we're here for the big one, the 2022
The Preakness. The Preakness.
This is
and the long shot monster's breathing fire now, folks. He's about to spit out something to pay my mortgage. Let's go.
Yeah, this is serious. We talked about Ethereal Road a minute ago, and that being the horse that scratched on Friday 2 weeks ago. Oaks.
Yeah.
And Rich Strike draws in, wins the Derby. And then we find out that Rich Strike has decided to skip the Preakness, and here we are at the Preakness.
Which didn't make sense to me.
No, I mean, if the horse is hurt, if the horse is sick, if, any little thing is off, I get it. You do what's right for the horse. But if the horse is fully healthy, I think you take the shot. But his connections decided not to, and I just think if the horse wins the Belmont, you're sick to your stomach. I mean, you could have had a real deal Triple Crown winner, and it all have been kind of like, certainly the horse was good, but you just missed the cut for the Derby, and you kind of backdoor in the day before the Derby, and then you win. Longest shot ever. And then it's like the Preakness is up, and it's like, I was talking to my dad, like how many horses have won the Derby and skipped the Preakness without, any sort of injury or illness. And I mean, this might be one of a very few. I really can't think of anything. And once we're a big enough deal that we can be like, hey, when was the last time this happened? And they tell us, I'm going to say it's happened very few times, if ever. But they decide to pass. That's fine with me. Going into the race, I was on Secret Oath, the Oaks winner. But after really taking a look, I'm still rolling with Secret Oath, but that's my third selection. But my top choice is the number 1, Simplification, at 6-1. This horse ran 4th in the Kentucky Derby and got an absolute brutal trip. Was squeezed.
Oh, that's the horse where the guy, they couldn't get the second horse in, and then the guy stepped over and he bumped him as he ran out the gate. Is that what we're talking about here?
I mean, this,
it was rough.
I can't say, but I mean, immediately he's pinched back.
You can't say, I can say, there was a dude who laid his whole body in front of that horse, keeping it from running out of the gate at the very beginning of the race. Because I don't know what I'm talking about. And I saw it and looked at my wife and said, did you see that shit? And she's like, that was the horse I wanted to win. I'm like, well, it ain't winning now.
Well, I don't know if
it didn't look fair. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if in particular it was this horse, but right out of the gate, he gets shuffled back. He's running into horses' asses and having to steady and kind of check and, and not really get running. There's a wall of horses in front of him. There's nowhere for him to go. And this horse runs fourth. And, and it's like, man, okay, so now we don't have 20 horses. We have 9. This horse is breaking from the one hole, which, the horse is versatile, could be on or close to the lead or off and close. So it's like, you're potentially going to get the shortest trip around and you're dealing with 11 less horses. So traffic trouble should be less. I mean, I would say in the Derby that, simplification may have had over 2 lengths of trouble. I mean, I think he ran fourth by less than 4 lengths. So if he was 2 lengths better, he's really close. If he's 3 lengths better, he's fucking, he's breathing down somebody's neck, So anyways, so simplification, the one horse in the Preakness, is my top pick at 6-1, mainly based off the brutal trip that he got in the Kentucky Derby. My second choice is the number 2 Creative Minister at 10-1. I remember this horse ran on Derby Day, was super impressive. Came from off the pace, won going away. Third choice is Secret Oath, the Kentucky Oaks winner, and really, this horse could beat them all. And she's the only filly in the race. She's super tough. The way I gave my Preakness pick, I said it was based off going 1 1/8 in 1:50.2, and that's where I got Secret Oath and Nostalgic from. And Secret Oath, ultimately wins the Oaks. And I never really saw the time, or I forgot what it was, but she went 1:49.2, which is a whole second faster than I thought. That just shows, this horse really 9-2 is disrespectful. Filly or not, she's going to give these boys hell, and will be tough to beat. My fourth choice is the favorite, number 8, Epicenter at 6-5. This is the horse that ran second to Rich Strike. Really, this horse should probably going to try to go wire to wire. Horse has all kinds of speed. The Preakness is a 1/16 of a mile shorter than the Derby. So if we took a 1/16 of a mile off of that race, off the Derby, Rich Strike probably runs third, just for perspective. So you would think Epicenter is going to be really, really tough to beat, because at 1 1/16 in the Derby, he wins.
Right.
I mean, obviously we know, because we had him in Zandon and they hit the head of the lane. And then here's Rich Strike coming up the rail, and the announcer doesn't even call him until basically he hits the wire. I mean, that's how much of a shock it really was. He couldn't even be like, I know who this is. He's like, hey, it's Rich Strike, and he's going under the wire. That's, I mean, even though it didn't help our pocketbooks, that was an amazing thing to watch. People should apply that to all aspects of life. Like, you're probably...
There will definitely be a mini series, a movie, a Netflix special. There'll be it all.
No, but I'm saying...
it was very Rocky-esque.
If an 80-1 can win, This is an 80-1 pop.
Anybody.
My rap career is an 80
Yeah.
rap career, So that's you being a comedian's 80-1. But this just shows you that
Right.
80-1 wins sometimes, So that's it. That's all.
Well, recap them.
There's lots of value. You could win thousands and thousands, no problem.
So your numbers were the 1,
2, 4, and 8 to recap. The
8.
Kentucky
1, 2, 4, and 8.
Preakness.
All right. Well, I expect come Saturday, by about 4 p.m., I will have already hit a good 6 of these races, and I'll be feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll be feeling pretty good.
I don't plan on missing. I don't plan.
I see it in your eyes. Well, I see it in your shades. Let me say that.
I feel good.
Let's be honest.
Really, it's ridiculous, but as you mentioned, I do have COVID, but I'm not been at work, so I've really been able to dive in, and I don't feel bad, thank God. So it's been very, very mild for me.
Yeah.
Very grateful for that, but
yeah, we hope you get better, bro.
Yeah, I'm straight. I mean,
For sure.
really, if it was before COVID, you would go to work, and I've had like a very light headache, and like my throat has been sore, minor. I'm talking about. So, I'm very grateful for that. And my old lady's got it, and it's a little bit worse for her, but it's like she's kind of got a bad cold. It's still really minor. So we're blessed, and I told my job, I was like, I could definitely work. I feel good enough to work, no problem. But I don't want to get up.
Right.
Sick. What do you want me to do? So we were off. We had time to study, and we got it in. And I look forward to seeing how much we collect.
All right. Well, I look forward to talking about it next week when I express how fat my bank account is.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, next Saturday.
All right, bro. Next Friday.
Next Friday for next Saturday.
There you go.
All right.
It's been the Big and Fat Show where I'm big and he's fat.
We're out.